Hello everyone and welcome to the first unboxing video of the Broken Meeple on YouTube. Hooray! Yeah, I know, doesn't sound as exciting as you thought, did it? Ah well, let's make a start. I've gone on a bit of a co-op buying frenzy at the moment, and one of my favourite co-ops that I have played in the last year has been Ghost Stories. So it was about time that I added it to my collection, as I intend to use this as a teaching tool for some players on Sunday, where I am basically going to highlight that some co-op games can be easy to learn, but boy can they smack you around. And Ghost Stories is possibly one of the best examples of that. But this is just an unboxing video, so enough praising of the game itself. I'll get onto that another time in maybe a written or a video review. For now, I'm just going to show you what comes in the box, just so you can have a look at the quality of what's in here. Now, for starters, let me just explain that shrink wrap did have a hole in it before I laid hands on it. It was like that when it came out of the box. It's not because that shrink wrapping is my ancient enemy and I decided to cut it in advance. No, that is completely not the reason. Okay, so tearing it off, it's just like Christmas. I didn't actually ask for any games at Christmas, I must admit. I really should have. Oh well. I managed to get the money for that big unit to the side of me, so I suppose it's not all bad. Okay, so Ghost Stories by Repos Production. Now Repos Production is pretty good with their quality of components. It has to be said from a lot of their games. Let me give you a good example. Seven Wonders, I believe, was done by Repos Productions. And well, if you've seen the Wonder boards in there, you'll know what I'm talking about. So here we've got the village tiles. I hope you can see okay with the light bulb flaring there. Essentially, the village tiles are where your towel monks will go as they try to fight off the ghosts, and you have the towel tokens here, which is effectively the extra weapon you have against the ghosts, as well as rolling the dice. On here, for some reason, they also give you a score sheet to record your games. Well, basically, I suppose you might as well call this the sheet of defeats, because you are going to lose more games of this than you are going to win. But oh well, it's a little novelty, but it's not exactly a major requirement. We've got several reference sheets in all the different languages. English must be around here somewhere. Yep, here we go. So, Village Tiles Play Aid, effectively. Just basically explains what all the village tiles do and their special rules. And it also, on the back, it tells you what all the abilities of the ghosts are, so it explains what all the symbology is. And I mean, Repos Production likes their symbols and everything, but don't get me wrong, this isn't a difficult game to learn, so there's not a huge amount of symbols to get into your head, and like I say, there is this reference sheet and the other languages, just in case you happen to be French or Spanish. Rulebooks, again, multiple languages. Spelregels, and Regley? I have no idea. I really do suck at foreign languages. I gave up French after year 8 and I did German, and I got an A in German at GCSE, but I kind of forgotten everything I ever learned, so not much use to me there. But again, it explains the turn sequence on the back, and the rulebook, as you can see, does look pretty clear. You might not be able to see the text quite so well on the camera, but effectively, it's all laid out, it's all clearly structured, and there's some good photos to go with the game, and by the looks of it, there's also a giant setup diagram, so it should be alright, although I have heard reports that the rulebook is not perfect, so we'll have to see how that goes when I go through a first run through. Carrying on, we have the side player boards. Now, with this game, depending which colour you are, these will be on the side of the village tiles once you've laid them out, and essentially they just go with the colour of the player. So if you are blue, for example, you will take this board and you'll have one of these special abilities labelled below. If you are green, you'll have one of those. I say one of those because each monk comes with a choice of 2 abilities. It's up to you which one you fancy. Doesn't matter which, but as you can see, there's a different one on each side. So you can see that you have a choice, and other than that, the board is identical. Essentially, you lay out your ghosts here, here, and here, and these represent haunting markers suggest which it only works for particular types of ghosts, but it's basically the ghosts that creep up on you and start haunting village tiles, which is one way of losing the game. But I mean, look at these things, man. The colour is obscenely good on these things, and you just see, look at all the detail in the background there with the temples and everything like that. The Asian theme of this game really does stand out in its production quality. But that's no surprise with Repos Production. But for player boards, we got the dice. Now, these are probably the most basic element of the game. Effectively just coloured dots to represent the colours you're trying to roll to kill the monsters. And the dreaded curse dice there in black, which effectively is when everything just goes bad for you, this will get rolled. But essentially, I mean, they're quite good chunky dice. Make a good sound when they roll, but quite nice and sturdy. Although they're not etched in, they're printed on, so whether you'll start noticing some wear and tear over time remains to be seen. In this bag here we have the various markers and ghosts, so I'll just pull out a couple. You got this little dude here, sorry if this doesn't focus too well, but effectively he is a haunting ghost, so he's the one who sits on the board. If I try and get the board and show you. Yep, he's the one who appears here. Stand up nicely, there we go. And he creeps forward until eventually he gets to a village tile and starts haunting it, which is bad, very bad. They're pretty good sculpts, they're effectively just plastic. And on top of that you've also got the Buddha statue there in gold, and the Tao monks themselves are just basic plastic. Nothing phenomenally great about them. I mean, if you've got some painting skills you might be able to do something with them, but I don't know, they look good for plastic, and to be honest, you know, the production quality is more in the cards and the boards than it is those. But to be honest, you've got to admit, these aren't too bad for plastic sculpts. They do the job well. They do it adequately. General, yep, come buy it here. We are Repos Production, buy our stuff. Seven Wonders, I already own that. I own the companion. I'll do a review of this companion actually on the iPad at some point. I've recently got the software Air Server in order to start recording the screen of my iPad mini. So I hope to be able to do some more iPad related app reviews, and I might kickstart off with Seven Wonders Companion, although saying that, this is part of Co-Op Month, so I suppose I'll get on with games like Pandemic and even the Ghost Stories app. There is one for Ghost Stories as well. Why, you've got to advertise your own game in the box you've just bought, and the expansions for Ghost Stories, but I haven't got any of those yet. Insert, probably the weakest link. I mean, it looks good, don't get me wrong, the drawings on it are fantastic, but as a functional insert it's just essentially a bit like Fantasy Flight's bit of cardboard, you know, there's nothing else underneath, there's no special holes to hold everything, it's literally just keep everything in the middle. So how long this insert will last remains to be seen, but to be honest, you don't have to store a huge amount in this game, so and it would be a shame to throw away such a nicely drawn insert. But that will remain to be seen. And finally, we got the cards, covered in my ancient nemesis, the shrink wrap. Let's see if I can get these off. You might have already noticed, astute listeners, I don't have any decent sharp nails, but haha, success, I think. Come on, shrink wrap. I will not be defeated by you. No, not on my first video. There we go. Yeah, sorry if my nails look a little bit rubbish, mank. It's a filthy habit, trying to get out of it, but trying to grow them back. So here we go. Get the light off, and we've got the various ghost cards that come out, and you can see that hopefully the camera is going to do this justice, but there's some lovely drawings on these things. I mean, the art's design deserves high praise. It really does. This is just gorgeous. But there are some freaky stuff. I mean, like this one. A sort of skeleton armoured warrior. I think Evil Dead 3 could learn a bit from this. A few other little dudes. The zombie. Asian zombie. That's actually quite funny, actually. I quite like the sort of hat as a touch. The little bit at the bottom essentially is what happens when you either defeat the ghost or when the ghost comes into play, that kind of thing. So it varies between ghost to ghost, and some are worse than others. I'll get onto some of those later. But hopping vampire? Okay, I don't recall you last time we played this, but okay, fair enough. And another hopping vampire. What's the point of the hopping bit? It's a bit weird. What is that thing? Yellow plague. Whew. Don't want to come across that anytime soon, but yeah, look at that, 4 yellow dots. Now this is what you have to roll in order to kill these things. So you have to be able to roll 4 circles on 3 dice, which as you can already tell is impossible. That's why you've got the tokens there as backup. So you have to effectively get lots on the dice and use tokens to kill this thing. But you do get a nice reward for it. That effectively means you get 2 more tokens of your choice back, which is always a good thing. More of the Drowned Maiden. Yep, things not going well for her. Hound of Depth. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through every one of these. Sticky feet. Okay, fair enough. But effectively, you can just sort of get an idea, hopefully, that the art on these is fantastic. Yeah, I say fantastic. It's not abysmal. That was very bad timing for that card to appear. Sorry about that. But no, these are great. You know, I love looking at these things. There is some freaky stuff in here. But, oh, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Rotten Soul, a green abomination, the green version of the giant yellow plague that we had earlier, great putrid. And they tend to represent a little bit of a theme as well, I've noticed. The yellows, like ghoul and walking corpse and zombie and skeleton, these tend to be a sort of undead style. Blue seem to have a water-based theme, so we've got... well, watery, I think, anyway. We've got ooze devils and we've got drowned maidens and nymphs, so... It gives me the impression of water or something of that nature. The green looks more like sort of plant and fungus and diseased or something. You know, restless spirit. I could be wrong on that, but rotten. Perhaps it's a sort of a pestilence theme. Maybe that's the idea. And red just appears to be more of the... This one was sort of like succubus and vampires, blood drinker. So, I wonder what you would call the theme for this, but Flesh Devour. Ugh, looks like something out of Hellraiser. If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Raging one, and then we got the black ones, which are basically the really nasty ones. It's hard to kill these things, and as soon as I get to the lady in question, yeah, here we go, the Black Widow. I believe that's her, yeah, Black Widow. 2 types of her. Oh, I just want to smack this woman. When she comes out, she basically ruins your day completely. I mean, that symbol there, if I recall correctly, means that you can't use any tokens while she's in play. So you have to get 2 blacks on the dice, and literally only the dice. You can't use tokens while she's out. And because you can't use tokens anywhere, it makes your life more difficult for the other ghosts that you're trying to kill. So, yeah, Black Widow is just... I can't say what she really is. Got to keep this family friendly. But, you know, you really hate her when she comes out and you just want to smack her in the face. It's great when you kill her, though. Dark Wraiths, Shapeless Evil. Well, most ghosts don't really have a shape, but never mind. Soul Eater, Howling Nightmare. What on earth? Raiden gone a bit feral there. Okay, fair enough. The Uncatchable. How'd you catch a ghost? Ghostbusters. But, oh well. Hope Killer. Ah, yes. Yeah, the antagonist of this game, Wu Feng, he basically comes up at the end of the game, and it's random as to which one of these guys you get. He can be Death's Army, he could be Forgotten Ones, he could be the Bonecracker. It completely varies as to which incarnation of Wu Feng, which is that black symbol there, which kind of looks like a sort of bizarro magician or something. But effectively, that's what you get for him, and look at the stuff you need to kill him. I mean, oh, how do you kill some of these ones? They're really nasty. But, like I said, great cards all around. I'll see if I can go back to the tokens, just to show you those very quickly. Yeah, like I said, village tiles, very thick cardboard, sturdy, all good. These will punch out no problem at all. There's more than this. There's 2 layers here. I can't show you all of it just yet. Mostly because my battery in the camera is running out, but also because they're mostly the same in terms of stock, and that it's just different pictures for all the different tiles, and of course the extra tokens. So that's Ghost Stories. Now I will get to reviewing this game at some point, but as you can see, the artwork on the cards and the quality of the tiles and tokens is top notch, and the character little plastic sculpts are pretty good as well, but they are good in general. and of course you get some of the pictures around the side of the box. The back of the box again gives you a little brief sort of story overview of what's going on, and a nice colourful setup. I mean, this is not like pre-rendered or anything. That really is how gorgeous and colourful the game looks once you get it up and running. You'll see what I mean. I think I might do a video review of Ghost Stories. I don't think a written review will do it justice. So, hope you enjoyed my first unboxing video. Never done one of these before, and this is all part of my venture onto YouTube. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And that, if you can't tell from the box, is Ghost Stories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.